Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Bays. Good morning, Tone and Satoshi. How are you guys?
Morning, morning. Here's Satoshi, back in Miami because today is a huge day. We have the U.S. election. Bitcoin is pumping, just as both of us predicted on yesterday's show. We said it a little bit differently, and the way I said it was, you better be fully in before election. I said in the next 48 hours, you better find a buying point. And if there wasn't a big crash to buy the dip, you gotta buy the breakout. I was in from yesterday, just like I didn't want to take a risk on holding Bitcoin through the weekend because I got chicken shit. This time around, it was the opposite. I didn't want to have to miss the pre-market pump. It started in pre-market. You could have still gotten in the moment the market opened, but you can buy the breakout a little too late to buy the breakout right now. You want to wait for that pullback. We already have the 10 a.m. reversal happening right now. And I'm already talking on and on. Matt, start the show.
Yeah. Do me a favor. There's a pillow behind your head on your right side. Flip
Oh,
that
it's on
around.
the wrong side. Damn it.
It is.
Boom.
It, that's the one.
Boom. There it is.
That's us. That's us right now. And yes, Tone, you and I absolutely called it yesterday. So let's go into that right now. I'm going to go first because that is the tradition that we have. I'm going to start on the weekly time frame because I made 3 points in yesterday's show. Go back for verification if you don't believe me. I said I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for. Of course, I said it could go higher from here. Of course, I said that, but I said if this thing drops,
Right.
I'm
Nope.
looking for. I'm looking for a pullback to the 7 simple moving average on the weekly time frame, which we had a pullback to the 7 simple moving average on the weekly time frame. I said on the daily time frame, I'm looking for a pullback to the 30 simple moving average, which we got a pullback to almost $1 of the 30 simple moving average. And I said on the 4 hour time frame, I'm looking for a re-entry of the green wave, which on the index chart, we did not get a re-entry of the green wave. But I had 3 people message me today. Let's have a look. I'll just have a look, BTC, USD, and we'll just go to like Coinbase or something. Not Coinbase. I don't know, whatever they're trading on. 3 people showed me today that we got into that green wave on the 4 hour time frame. But we did it on the index charts. But you know what I
Maybe
mean?
Kraken. Maybe Kraken. Try Kraken. If there are a lot of people trade on, surprisingly, a lot of people trade on Kraken, and Bitstamp is still alive.
None of them.
No.
It might have been in the Australian market. Oh shit, we just closed the trade. Fine, I've got so much to talk about here. Okay,
Oh
so
boy.
I look, really exciting stuff. And look, I'll say that that was a pretty good call, even if it didn't get all 3 of them. But I made the point around that 66,000 mark was what I was really excited about. Now this thing is choppy as hell. We did just close the Bangbox trade, but it was a classic trade. Let me just confirm that in real time here. Are we out of the trade? We are out of the trade on Bangbox. So let's start there and work our way up because this is all happening. This is all happening in real time. I'm going to close off these and open. Bangbox just closed this trade out now, which it sucks that we closed it out where we did, but we did capitalize on a really, really good trade on a breakout here and pulled in about 13% on the day. Not a bad day's work at all, especially because yesterday was a dud. This is a good one, a good recovery from there. The fact is, like, this is what we were saying in yesterday's show, looking for that breakout. This entered the trade here and spent, a little while where it was just sort of meandering sideways. And then in the last, hour, it had that crack on all the way up to 70 plus thousand, had it pull back. It's going to be really, really choppy here, guys. So I'm very, very happy to be in and out of this trade in a matter of a few hours. Absolutely classic. Add to the position. Guys, if you're interested in Bangbox, absolutely free trading bot. Links in the description below. There's a tutorial videos, everything, a fantastic Discord group with a massive growing community. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. What more can you ask for? You got 13% extra Bitcoin if it was your first trade today. Brilliant. All right, let's go to the daily time frame. I have basically run through those things already that I was looking at in yesterday's charts. But I mean, we're back in. We're back in. today's the start of a new MRI count. We are flirting. This seven simple moving average is pointing down pretty heavily, but I would love us to close above the seven simple moving average at, let's call it, this price here, and then have tomorrow be a green star candle. Even if we don't get any higher, this is a great spot. But today, who the hell can predict today's prices? Yesterday was quite clear for me to predict further downside, but today I've got no strong conviction here. This could go absolutely crazy. We just got to see which way it plays out. I'm looking for something here. 12-hour looks fantastic. We had that great return to the 50 simple moving average. The MRI count is fantastic on the 12-hour. 12-hour looks great, especially coming off an MRI bottom here to have the green star on this candle here. I mean, the 12-hour on the MRI is money in general, and I really like the MRI structure we have right now. There's nothing more for me to say. I'm bullish. I've been bullish since day one, but this thing could get really, really choppy. Let's just have in an hour's time from now, let's get above the 50 simple moving average here. And then we'll be above all the moving averages, and they're in a good order. We can get a bullish cross and onwards and upwards. But let's just not fade this. Let's not have a terrible, wick hunt down and crash in. But I still view any dip now as a buy the dip. If we weren't able to get in down here at 70, 66, 67, ooh, you'd be lamenting that right now. Tone, I'm coming back to you. I didn't add much value here except to gloat about the great Bangbox trade and to gloat about yesterday calling it pretty bloody well. That we are just sitting now. I'm still completely locked and loaded in the trade that I was in from 60,500, which is over 200% up. It's seeing when you're winning. It's been a good day. Tone, are you seeing
All
anything
right.
more?
Yeah, wow, I want to do a shout out to the people watching us. I see Mel, Neil Pera, Neil, and
Yeah, great
Andres
guy.
always watches us as well. And all right, let me do my charts real quick. Okay. And so let's go with the higher level time frames. We talked about that yesterday. Here's the weekly chart. The weekly chart continues to move higher. We are back to a brand new weekly closing high. As long as this week closes like this, I think no matter who wins the election at this point, I think we got the dip. I mean, maybe if Kamala wins the election, we can get one more scare. Either way, remember what I said yesterday. You just gotta wait another week or two, and a brand new upswing, similar to what we've already experienced earlier in October, I think is going to repeat. I think this will repeat, and if this week doesn't close at a new all-time high, a week in November will. It may not be next week, but at some point before November ends, we will get another brand new weekly closing high. I am super confident in that. My position is back to a leverage position. I just hate flipping these every freaking week. I'm back to a leverage position, and I think I'm not going to do any leverage starting next year, but until the end of the year, I want to take advantage of this because I want to be in a leverage trade when we break out into the 80s. And I think that's going to happen this year. I think things will slow down afterwards, but I want to make sure I'm in a leverage trade during this breakout above the $74,000 mark, because I think from 74,000 to 90,000 is going to happen very quickly, and I want to be there for that. So I may exit my trade on the weekends. I may exit my trade if there is like on a stop loss that involves some kind of a crash, but on a calm day, I want to be in a leverage trade waiting for this breakout. I just think that the risk of not being in one is higher than being in one. Now, I'm not going 5x leverage here. It's my retirement account. I'm going to avoid even going 2x leverage, but somewhere between 1.25 and 1.75x leverage is where I want to be in order to make up for the whipsaws that I was dealing with in this, frustrating downward trend. Okay, so I hate the fact that I'm putting all this shit in here. It's really annoying. And I'm gonna starting next year, I'm gonna restructure how I'm gonna manage my portfolio. It's not gonna be only Consensio, it's gonna involve a lot of other stuff.
It's
Now,
so
what is this?
it's
Yeah,
so funny. So I mean, I would say that 90% of the people watching right now that watch us regularly 10x leverage their accounts, 15x leverage, 20x leverage their accounts. And like you're talking about a 1x leverage
I
position.
know.
Like this is our bread and butter over here. We bang up. There's plenty of big traders that
All I can tell these people, look, I have built up my portfolio. I have built up my skill set for after trading for 20 years, right? I have like if someone is watching us, I know there's a lot of people that have been watching me for like 7, 8 years, right? But if anyone new is coming in here and they're like, well, why is he only trading at max 2x leverage? Like that's crazy. It's gonna take me 10 to 15 years to have, a good trading account with, comfortable amounts to retire. And my answer is yes. That's how long it took me to build it, right? But like, yes, right? Like the
yeah.
reason why I'm so comfortable with a 2x leverage position and I don't have a boss and I'm never gonna have a boss is because that's how long it took me to build it, right? Like
Yeah, and Tone, I've got sympathy for the boys and girls watching, thinking that same thing that you're thinking, because that's the same way that we were when we were aggressive pricks, doing that. And the fact is,
right.
like, and it's the same thing with altcoins. That's what puts people into altcoins. They're like, well, Bitcoin, like, what are you talk about? How Bitcoin going to 120? That's only a 2x leverage trade. Well, my $500 is not going to retire me. It's like, yeah, but your 5 million doubled in the next 6 months makes a big difference. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like that's the difference, right? So I hear both sides. So go nuts if you got nothing, and if you got a lot, protect it.
Yeah, and look, you can speed this up if you are a disciplined options trader. So I think starting next year, I'm going to do a little more focus on options. Okay, now that options will exist on the ETFs. Okay, let's get into the daily chart. Um, I was, you know, how do I explain it? I went into this deep dive in explaining the daily chart. The daily chart was 50-50 yesterday, and I like this. I would rather not get to an MRI buy. I would rather be in this weird position where we broke this moving average, we followed the red star candle with bigger lows, and reversed smack in the middle of nowhere. Because you know what? I now have an established higher low close and an established higher swing low. I will take this scenario without a buy the dip opportunity because once we start sniffing the swing highs, I know where it's going. And there's one thing missing: election result certainty. It's the only thing that's missing. It doesn't matter who wins the election for Bitcoin to rise, but there needs to be certainty. If there is no certainty by this time tomorrow and there is violence on the streets of America, Bitcoin will crash. Okay? We need certainty. Now, I have a horse in this race for president. I want to see one candidate win over the other. But if you only care about one thing, if you're watching this, and the only thing you care about is number go up, Bitcoin number go up, what you need is election certainty. That will make number go up. The more uncertain the election, the crazier shit gets, the more Bitcoin is actually in trouble. I know it's a little counterintuitive because the more uncertain the world is, it's supposed to be good for Bitcoin. And the more uncertain the world, the better it is for Bitcoin on a longer time scale. But the shorter the time scale, uncertainty kills, destroys speculative assets. On a longer time scale, Bitcoin is the one speculative asset like gold that benefits but on a longer time scale. Okay. So this is what you want. You want election certainty, and I'm going to be live streaming on my channel the election stuff today. I'm going to make up a thumbnail after this video. I still got to go vote, and then we're having a big party, election watching party.
How many just sorry to catch up, man. In how many hours are you expecting to do this show? Let's just say you live in Tokyo for argument's sake, and it was midnight right now. What time would one in Tokyo wake up to see your show?
Okay,
In how
so we got an election watching party today from 5. So America changed their clocks. So I'm not sure what time is it in Tokyo right now.
midnight? Just call it midnight, 20 past midnight.
Okay, so you're 1 hour, so you're 13 hours ahead. So 6 a.m. your time is when our party starts, and it's gonna end at noon tomorrow for you. So
Perfect.
tomorrow
Perfect.
morning, come join the stream. I'm probably just gonna save the stream for, and we're gonna be playing some poker as well. I'm just gonna have hot mics. I'll just warn everyone there's a roaming camera around, or like anyway, we're just gonna have fun. I'll like when I fold my cards, I'll like talk. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? And
Yeah.
but anyway, we're gonna be
Let's
having fun. We're gonna be having an election party. It starts at 5 p.m. today, and it's gonna run until 11 p.m. Eastern time.
let's do at some point throughout that madness. Let's just do a recap of the price for 15 minutes,
Oh yeah,
whatever. In
yeah,
that,
no, we'll be doing price. Also, I'll be playing cards, so you could like host it for me if there's other guests and stuff.
sure. Let's do it.
I'll probably have my headphones on or something. We'll figure it out. Anyway, let's get back to the chart here. So we don't have a daily green star candle on tomorrow's candle. Ends it for me, right? So the higher we go today, the more confident I will be in the green star candle tomorrow. See, usually, I want the candle as we're getting into the green star candle. I want this. Usually I want consolidation and then the green star candle popping to the upside. Not this time. This time I want to be as high to the swing high as possible when the green star candle comes, because the more confident Bitcoin is during the most uncertain day of the year, the more confident the next day's candle will be. So I have no problem today's candle closing at 72,000 with tomorrow's candle going above that. So it's a little
That's really, really bloody interesting take, Tone. I love that. I love that, in fact, because it makes no sense for me to have this day, you get clarity in the election, have this candle close at 72 and a half, pushing all-time highs, and then tomorrow be a nothing day. You know, it makes no sense.
And also, the stronger today's candle, the more the market is telling me that election certainty may not matter. Okay? Because today is the most uncertain day of the year, and Bitcoin is pumping. And I honestly can't see Bitcoin pumping based on certainty of election results, because I think it's going to be insane. I think when the 8, 9 p.m. hour comes, it's going to be the most uncertain time ever. And by Bitcoin pumping, it doesn't tell me that there is certainty in who's going to win the election. Bitcoin pumping today tells me that election certainty may not matter as much as I think it should.
And that's a good point too. This candle will close at my time in Japan 9 a.m., which will be your like whatever afternoon. That won't be, you won't have the election results by the time this candle closes. Nowhere close to it. You'll be hours
Well,
away.
again, if there are election certainty at that time when the scandal closes, it only creates more violence in the streets, right? It only creates more like hate from one side to another because the election was called so early,
Right.
right? Because
Right.
remember, we had election certainty when I was going to bed at like 1 o'clock at night last time, and 3 hours later, it was completely opposite of election certainty when I was going to bed. In
Oh, that
fact,
makes
we had election certainty at like 8 p.m. We were just hanging out on a live stream till 1 in the morning, and then you wake up and apparently there was no election certainty. So, but this candle has a chance to close 1, 2, 3, 4 higher than 4 days earlier on no certainty whatsoever. And by the higher this candle closes, we may not have election certainty, but I will have certainty that Bitcoin decided what it's going to do regardless of election certainty. And I know this sounds like weird, but this is such valuable information to me as a trader, as a technical trader, and as a trader that have seen these crazy uncertain days. And I know how speculative markets behave on these uncertain days, just from experience. That this is like this pump today is such valuable information for me that honestly, we're gonna need some craziness, absolute craziness to take out these lows. I think these lows are likely in. I wouldn't go crazy leverage here because there's still so much uncertainty. I know I'm throwing this word around like it's nothing, but anyway, this is a 10-minute chart. Of course, we top at 10 in the morning, and you guys know my rule set, right? The more we pump from 9 in the morning to 10 in the morning, the more likely I am trading the reversal at 10 in the morning, and this reversal comes on a 10-minute candle that was the 950 candle. So here we are on this pullback. I think this is fitting. I want to see how the stock market was doing. Gold, by the way, is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing on an MRI top.
Great call.
So I hope people got out of their gold positions. You can always get back in later. Here is the ES. Here is the stock market. Let's go to the daily stock market chart. The daily stock market chart has been pumping from the opening tip. Yeah, so look at the stock market, right? The stock market topped at 10 a.m., pulled back a smidge, and then it pumped again, and Bitcoin is still pulling back. This tells me that the stock market is pumping like crazy. What does it mean? Does it mean that the market thinks Kamala's going to win, or does the market think that Trump's going to win, or does the market not care who wins? Remember what I said about the stock market. The stock market will be bullish no matter who wins. Again, it's the same thing. The more uncertain today is, the more stock market traders are scared, but the stock market traders are not scared. So what does that mean? That means one of two things. Either the stock market traders expect a winner tonight and they don't care who that winner is, or the stock market doesn't care about election certainty. I didn't expect that. I did not expect the market to pump today. I didn't, but it is pumping, and it pumping is telling me that the market may not care about election certainty, and that is valuable information. Okay, and that's it.
Right.
Oh, this is surprising. The ETF numbers. What do you think, Matt?
Up.
Monday's ETF numbers. Massive dump. 8,000 Bitcoin.
I should have trusted my
Massive dump.
instinct. I knew when you were asking me that you were asking me for a reason. I should have
But
trusted my.
look at this. Look at this massive dump. 8,000 Bitcoin. Look at fucking BlackRock.
Yeah, you just selling it
Lost,
to one entity.
lost 556. This is insane. They're all
Shit,
gonna, or everything
they're
here is
gone.
going to die.
Zero. They're zero. They're going to zero. Why don't we just
They're all
fast
going to
forward?
zero, man.
They're all going to zero. Just why are we even playing this game? Let's just give all your Bitcoin across to BlackRock and we can
Give it
fast
all
forward.
to BlackRock. Just give it all to BlackRock.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, today, if Bitcoin closes today, where are we here? 1 second.
It's like the other ETFs are just trying to trade, and BlackRock's like, no, we don't trade. We know what's
Right.
going to happen. What are you trading for? You idiot? Are
If
you stupid?
if we close today above 70, dude, I can see this BlackRock number tomorrow, like 10,000 more Bitcoin for BlackRock.
Did you say 10,000?
Yeah.
Did he just say 10,000 Bitcoin? Come on.
Well, look, on October 30th, they bought 12,000.
I was trying to give you a Celsius thing. Did he just say that? Remember in that great meme of you
Hmm.
getting into that Celsius guy? Did I hear what you just said?
Yeah.
One.
Uh, This month is starting off rough, but man, do I expect this month to catch up. I'm expecting this month. I mean, right now we're sitting here at like 10,000 Bitcoin sold for the month. But by the
Okay.
time November is done, I'm expecting 40, 50,000 in the plus zone by the time this month's done. I think that if today closes above 70,000, this 8,000 Bitcoin is going to get eaten to the upside all by freaking BlackRock. Just BlackRock alone.
Yep, yep, yep.
And Andres is asking, should he move Fidelity to BlackRock? Look, I don't know what you should do, but I am. I'm sorry, Fidelity. I've tried. I've already migrated some. I'm gonna migrate the rest. It's the liquidity. It's the liquidity. It's gonna be BlackRock. I mean, you can look at the number of shares. It's just crushing it. Crushing it. You gotta go to BlackRock. You gotta go with the liquidity. It is what it is. The free market has spoken, unfortunately. And all right, we're good. And
Yep.
yeah, jump on a show when you wake up tomorrow.
I'll just show you one thing really quick. Look, as long as BlackRock doesn't take your wife, you should be right. Giving them your water, your gas, your Bitcoin, your house, whatever. Keep your wife under wraps. All right. This is why I love Bangbox so much because,
Did it
and
already
this,
reset?
well, it didn't reset anywhere near reset yet, but I think that it is a possibility that it could. But it's just that the no it's no effort. Do you know what I mean? Like there wasn't any discretion involved here in this closing this trade, taking the 13-14% off the books. Yeah, it could pump here, it could go down. It doesn't matter. You got no there's nothing, you don't have to touch anything. It's just doing it itself. We come back down in today in the current price right now is 68,500, which is not it's not unheard of that we could drop in this candle. Let's sorry, Tone. Let's do a measured move from the current price is a 1% drop from here, $750. We could drop right down and reset this trade and take another stab at it. But this is rising pretty quickly. This is a 15-minute time frame. It might be back at 68 that we reset, 69 that we reset. But either way, the whole thing is fully automated. Links in the description below, guys. Join Bangbox. We're the fastest growing community on the internet. We're going to be bigger than 3 commas, all the rest of them. We're already halfway there. Guys, have a wonderful election day. Don't keep your head, especially if you're not American. Jesus Christ. It's got nothing to do with you if you're not American, except it does affect our lives for some reason. But have a great day. Tone, I will see you in like 6 hours, 7 hours. Let's do this show. Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like the price continues to come down. So this pump is a little bit strange, but I think we're gonna find a bottom here today and go back up.
So do I. So do I. So do I. Totally. I totally think that too. I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Completely.
like this, the price of Bitcoin would have to fall below 68.5 for me to cut bait on my leverage trade. So as long as we stay above 68.5, I'm good.
That'll reset Bangbox. I'm fully locked and loaded at that point.
Yep.
No, disagree. I think big prices are going up. Enjoy your time.
Later, guys.